Good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat right here on Prom FM 105.5. This program is also being relayed by Radio Kwatika in Bon County, Radio Gegema in Nimba County, and Radio Wologisi in Lofa County. We are also streaming live on our Facebook page. That's the YouTube, that's the Nighttime Heat Facebook page. You just go on your Facebook page where they have the search and you tap Nighttime Heat, and of course you're going to subscribe and watch the show. Besides, we are also streaming live on our YouTube channel. Again, just tap Nighttime Heat, and then you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that anytime the program is on, you get the notification. You also watch the program free of charge. Live, you watch the program. We are also streaming live on Prom FM Morovia 105.5. Again, Prom FM Morovia 105.5. We want you to share the show so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow tonight. This show is the only nighttime show, that brings all sides to the table. This show, espouses the interest of Mama Liberia, who have no political linkage. No Liberian politician is sponsoring this show because when it happens, either they will have to manipulate you, and so we try to avoid that, and so make sure to bring all sides, whether the opposition, the non-position, the imposition. You all can come on the Nighttime Heat, and of course we talk about Mama Liberia and find a way forward. Well, tonight promises to be very, very fun, fantastic, fantabulous, and rewarding. I'm sure very shortly we'll have Moses Sandy. I'm getting a signal that Moses is at the backstage. And of course, also our other panelist, George Kennedy, will join us in a moment. But we'll be right back after the same. So, George is my name. Be there.
0. Let's start.
Yes, indeed. Let's start. And of course, we are starting on this rainy day. This beautiful Monday. We are starting the Nighttime Heat. And like I said, this program is for all of you. The Yana boys, those in the market women, those in position, government officials, those outside of position, the opposition, the non-position, all of you can come in. Of course, we discuss about Mama Liberia. This country is the only country we have so far. Tonight, there's this debate about the county. That's the law, the government. Let me get it right. The County Development Law, the ARC. It's caused lots of debate in street corners. We hearing that some members of the legislature, they are pushing for the amendment of that. Well, for what reason? We'll be looking at the rationale tonight. And some, individuals, some in the civil society, I don't know, they are pushing back and saying, well, we don't want that to happen. And so we'll be talking about that tonight. In fact, there was a protest that occurred in the Bon County. We really organized a protest. We hope to speak with the organizers. But we'll have a representative from Bon County, Mema Briggs, on this program tonight to help us to understand the rationale behind what the lawmakers are pushing for. I'm sure she should be one of the proponents, one of the drivers of the whole push for the amendment of the law. And so we'll be talking about that tonight, and also we'll have some discussions during the show. I'm sure it's steady. Kanyo Bagbala has been on social media, in fact, throwing what others call jabs against the the CDC, that's the Congress for Democratic Change, and Kanu, in fact, was he served as campaign chairperson, and so it's troubling and mind-boggling and shocking that Kanu will be throwing jabs at its political parties that he served in a major position of. And so we'll be speaking with Kanu, I'm sure, at 8:30 for a few minutes, so that Kanu tell us whether he has a new political direction. Kanu will be speaking with us on the line before we join our guests. So like I said, at 8:30, our guests will be here. But we'll be talking about something very important, very important, very important. His Excellency. Okay, before I introduce that, let me try to welcome my good friend and brother Moses Sandy. Moses has joined already. Moses, welcome to the Nighttime Heat.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You can see I'm rolling. I'm trying to get to a safe environment. Traffic been crazy, but other than that, it's okay. We can still talk. And I also want to say hi to my friend and brother George, who is in studio. And the people in Liberia, it's good to be back with you. Today we have come to talk to you about some of the political chameleons we have in our country and speak to some of the contemporary issues. I heard someone talk about Kanye, David Coty and others who will be speaking to some of the core issues tonight. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back.
Okay, I really appreciate your being here tonight, Moses. You always on this platform. So let me welcome George Kennedy. Also, George, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sabo, and thank you. And also, I want to say thank you, Mr. Sandy, and we say good evening to
Sandy, your good friend.
Yeah, we, my big brother.
I'm sure you guys will soon be differing, but we shall like anyway. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat. Again, share the show. We are streaming live on Prime FM, Monrovia 105.5. We are also streaming live on our Facebook page. Just make sure tap Nighttime Heat on your Facebook page, or if you are using your phone or your laptop, just tap the 3 words, and of course, you're going to watch the show live and share the show also. We wanted to share tonight's edition, and always share the show because on this program, we talk about Mama Liberia, all those major issues we talk about then on the show. So, gentlemen, again, let me welcome the both of you. I want us to begin on this note. I know over the weekend, His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai was in Grand Julia, where he carried out, joined a host of individuals who carried out the reburial of the slain former Liberian President Samuel Doe. Again, just today or yesterday, we heard we met some family members of our fallen president again, William Robert. Now, gentlemen, I want us to look at what is said that the president, Joseph Yuma Boakai, is trying to achieve. And let me hear from you first, George Kennedy, before I come to Moses.
I think it's a sign of reconciliation. It's trying to bring dignity to the presidency. Although those people, those former presidents, one of them died in a war and the other one was overthrown. He decided that, look, they one time served as president of this country, so they should be given befitting burials. I think that is good. Some people may criticize it, but I think it's good for reconciliation because some people in some quarters believe that the way these leaders, the former leaders were treated, those things sometimes can bring curse to the country. So by doing that, giving them the honor, no matter what role they play, apart from their presidency, also have the presidency that was wrong, they became presidents of Liberia. So they should be given the kind of befitting burial. I think that's what this current president told of.
And you think that can help us to achieve national reconciliation?
Yes, I think it's very strong. If you go to or hear the people from Grand Leader now, you're hearing the kind of balanced information from there. Someone is saying, oh, we thought we were never going to have this kind of opportunity to see our sons, our father, buried in our country. Now he's being brought here. It gives us the kind of pride. It gives us, it makes us feel good. So someone there now feeling good about the regime, about the president, they think that is the right thing to do, even though there are others that are saying that, oh, the reburial, reawaken their wounds that they felt over the years as a result of the loss of their family member. But I think when I put it on the scale, I think it's a good thing to do.
Okay,
yeah.
It's a good thing to do. You made a point. Let's hear from Moses. Moses, what do you think? We saw the president. He was part of the host of individuals who went to Grand Juliet, did the reburial of the slain former Liberian president Samuel Doe. Again, we saw the president sign the book of condolence for the late President William Arrow Tubman. Let's hear from you, Moses. What do you think did the president hope to achieve from all of this?
Well, like my brother Kennedy said, it's part of the reconciliation process. So we can give it to him on that. Hey, it's time to put the past behind us, open a new page, give our former presidents befitting barriers. It sounds good, but critics of the president will say that this is part of the political gimmick. You know, he trying to win the hearts of people of Nigeria. He's trying to win the hearts of the Toba family, and the way you further argue that how can you be talking about reconciliation? And let's be practical here. How do you speak about reconciliation when, as a president, you have consistently demonstrated that you do not respect the rule of law? You know, the most recent situation at the Capitol. So, but let's be human. I come to visit you. I'm in your company. You are my boss. And a group of supporters, a group of your family members, go to my house and start breaking down things. And you said nothing about it. I'm just being hypothetical. And you said nothing about it. And at the end of the day, you say, yeah, I stand with my people. That's what happened in the case of Funati Kofa. Those people are hurt. The House of Representatives, as I speak to you, in fact, the legislature as a whole is divided. And then in the wake of that, the president is spending what? Thousands of dollars reburying, people. Don't get me wrong. It is good to give befitting burial to our past leaders. But again, people will say you're doing this for political reason. You're not being genuine. When was the last time the president ever spoke to George Weah? Even Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, just 2 days ago, her home was invaded by police officers, even though it remains debatable as to whether she was giving prior notice or not. But this woman said at the highest level, and she just wake up one morning and see a group of people in her compound. So they came to arrest Mary Bro. Where is the reconciliation? Where is the human dignity? Let me start there, John, man, and give it to you guys. I want people to ponder over these questions. Mr.
Okay.
President, yes, you're doing well. But look in your closet. You can be laughing with me at the same time you're stabbing me in the background. That's what you did to Kofa, Mr. President.
Okay.
That's not reconciliation. Okay. Let me stop there.
Okay, Moses, I think you made a point. You want to respond?
Yes, I said, Mr. Sandy have totally refused to understand that or to accept the fact that the actual comments the president made relative to the Capitol building, the House of Representatives issue. The president was clear, and that's how that get a quorum will do business, because he didn't want his government to be held hostage. So did Mr. Sandy won, Mr. Kofa, without who had no quorum to sit and hold the House hostage when the majority was very stubborn not to work with him. So then by now, no legislation, nothing had passed. We just sit and wait because that's the law. No, in parliamentary or in legislative democracy, he knows he covered the Capitol building. Majority rules, the minority rights. He knows that.
Okay.
So I didn't want to be that was the breach of the rule of law. No, the president accepted the Supreme Court ruling and said, we'd accept it, but we are going to work with the side that get a quorum. It left with Representative Kofa to muster the courage to get a majority on his side. Definitely by now he's still speaker.
Okay.
But he didn't. Let's accept that and move forward with this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think my take is I think the president is on the right path, trying to again engender the issue of national reconciliation, which is good. But we're hoping that after all of what he's doing now, we're hoping that before the end of the year, we want to hear about a national gathering of, if not all stakeholders, but of major stakeholders.
You mean national conference?
Just maybe a meeting that can take place between the president, George Weah, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Bernard Ayure, and Cummings. Those major political actors wanted to meet in a room and see how best they can foster the issue of national reconciliation, because we know that has not happened or want that to happen. But it's good that it's on the right trajectory to reconcile the country. But let him try to also call a meeting of those individuals that they made reference to, and then they can all sit down and talk. Okay, so gentlemen, I'm sure I said it. We'll be speaking first with Kanu Bagbara. Bagbara has been throwing some jabs. But let me read this quickly. Akame Moses, this has just come in. Let me try to read it quickly, and then we'll talk about that. And then later on, we can go to what you talked about. Let me read this press statement. President Bawka nominates Associate Justice Yamin Kwekwe-Bese as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Executive Mansion. President Joseph Bawka Senior has nominated Associate Justice Yamin Kwekwe-Bese as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia, pending confirmation by the Liberian Senate. The nomination was made in accordance with Article 54C of the 1986 Constitution of Liberia, which grants the president the authority to appoint the Chief Justice, Associate Justices, and judges of subordinate courts. Additionally, the nomination aligns with Article 72B of the Constitution, which mandates a retirement of justices upon reaching the age of 70. In a nomination letter addressed to the Liberian Senate, President Bawka described Justice Bese as a distinguished justice who has demonstrated exemplary integrity, profound legal acumen, and a commitment to upholding the rule of law and the Constitution. Okay, let me just end it there. Let me hear from you first, George Kennedy. What do you think about? And just a few days ago, we put it to the public, and there were individuals who said, "Well, the president should look on the bench and look inside," and there were individuals who said, "No, the president should not look inside." So, what do you think about the appointment of Bese today?
The other day, when you asked me, and I said I wanted the president to look from outside.
Mm-hmm.
I said I wanted that bench to be reformed, because looking at it, I feel that people there have getting tired. The judicial system, it's not as speeded and robust as I think it should be. But BA has admitted that's the president's constitutional right. He's appointed Justice Yamin Bese. He's a good lawyer. He's a good judge. I don't have a problem with the president's decision, but I hope that the person that he will appoint to replace him as Associate Justice would be someone who will be a reformer, because that judicial system has been embroiled in a lot of accusations of misapplication of justice and other stuff. But I think that really that bench needs to be reformed.
So you think, well, it's a good pick or what?
Well, when it comes from within, yes, he's a good pick.
Okay, Moses, let me hear from you. What do you think?
Look, Sova,
Why you took long?
just what I said, right, Sova? The appointment of Associate Justice Wami or what, Busy, right, or whatever. It just reaffirmed what I said earlier. That the president, people will say everything he's doing so because he wants to be seen favorably in the eyes of the public. How do you appoint someone who has integrity problem as Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia? The Associate Justice, anyone will follow the situation in the House of Representatives. We agree that this man lacks the moral rectitude, lacks the integrity to be Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay, Sandy, please be audible a bit. Please be audible a bit. Maybe
do you hear me?
Yes, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying that, let me reiterate. The Associate Justice Basie, I think he lacks the moral pedigree, the integrity to be Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, the way he conducted himself during the leadership crisis in the House of Representatives. He made headlines in the news.
Bring us up to speed. How did he conduct himself?
Yeah, the Associate Justice made headlines in the news when he announced that members of the House of Representatives did not go to the State of the Nation address because they differ with the position of the executive.
You mean
when the issue came out? The bench. Members of the bench. There's the Supreme Court. Members of the bench, including the Chief Justice and the others, chose to boycott the State of the Nation address because they differ with the disposition of the president then. It means that he was on the side of what? The rule of law. Now, when it was time for the the Bill of Information hearing, the same guy who supported the disposition that we want rule of law. What did he do? He chose to dissent. He went against the very thing that he preached. So it means that what? He wavers. He's a political pendulum. He stands for nothing. And it was being speculated in the media that this guy was being encouraged to take a position supporting the executive branch of government so that he could be awarded with the position of Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. And this appointment has what? Confirmed that. Gentlemen, where are we headed to? I encourage promotion from within. I agree with my brother Kennedy. We should promote from within. But if you are promoting from within, you need to look at people that will represent the country. You don't want a Chief Justice who has no defined position on issues. He wavers because of personal ego. He lacks the pedigree. I beg to differ with the president on this appointment. Thank you.
Okay. You want to come in briefly?
Yes,
quickly, so I can open the line.
Except the fact that probably you didn't get the right quote from, as I said, I didn't want him to be appointed. I didn't want anyone from the bench
to be appointed. Yeah.
To be appointed.
You said that
I wanted someone from outside to be appointed. But it is not because of that, my position, that I wouldn't like to quote him correctly. Probably Senior Brother Sandy did not listen to him. The Associate Justice was very clear that this matter, the crisis in the House, is now before the judges of the Supreme Court. So it was not necessary for them to go to that program because it would have been like the siding with one side in the case. That's exactly what he said at that time. So probably he didn't get it. He didn't get the information very clear. That's why they boycotted. So they said, since the matter is already pending before the court, Fonati has already come to us, brought the matter before
at the time,
us.
they had not ruled yet.
They had not ruled yet, so they could not go. That's why he said.
Okay.
You know. So
okay. So let me just try to put it to the public quickly for a few minutes. Yes.
Yeah, quickly. Let me just say, I accept the correction, and thank you, Kennedy. You said the matter was before the court. Okay.
Yeah.
You said the matter was before the court, and they did not want to be seen as compromise. Excellent.
Yeah.
But prior to the ruling, it was speculated. You guys are in Liberia. It was speculated in the media that this guy was being hunted. People were working with him behind the scene, and what did he do when it was time for the court to take a decision? He was the only judge. Yes, it is his constitutional right to dissent or not to. But he disappointed Liberia. That's where I'm coming.
Okay, let's try to go to the lines quickly to take a few calls. Let me take this first caller. David Towers, David Kuti on the line. Dave, let's hear from you quickly.
Thank you. I love the nighttime heat because it has some interesting people on it, especially Mr. Moses Sunday, who has chosen to become a contrarian. You know, someone who opposes everything, whether good or bad. He feels so good because he wants to be seen as being credible. You don't know Justice Busy. You just want to talk. You don't know this man talking about he lost credibility. You know, sometimes it's good to be a contrarian, but you got to be very careful sometimes when you talk about the credibility of important people in society. Let's not be that way. You know, the nighttime heat is a heat. It's not a church ground, I agree. But sometimes, too, let's be careful when we're talking about people's characters. People's character. You don't know Justice Busy. And I want to say many thanks to the president. Even though what Mr. Kennedy said the other day, he did not want anybody to come from within. I disagree with that. I didn't want to call to just make unnecessary argument.
Okay.
But he had his own reason for saying so. But I think it was a good idea for the person to come from within.
Okay.
That has happened by the president. And Mr. Sandy, you will live with it.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much. Let me take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, the caller is gone. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. And you are live on the nighttime heat. Want to ask from you, do you support the nomination of the Justice Busy? Do you agree with the nomination? You know, do you agree that the person had to go on the bench to take somebody instead of looking from out? Let's hear from you quickly. Let me take this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, and let me say good evening to your panelists.
Okay.
This is Isosa Toad, Isosa Natoye from Togo community.
Okay.
So I want to honorably disagree with the nomination of the president on the issue of Yami Gbese, the Judge Yami Gbese. You know, let me take it back, like Savi said. Let me take it back to the House of Representatives impact.
Mm-hmm.
The judge confirmed this two times. The first one was right after the SONA, while the Supreme Court did not appear during the SONA, and he made it clear that the case was before the Supreme Court. That was the first time. The second time was the appearance at the opening of the court. I think it was in Brown County or somewhere else, in one of the counties. And he made it very clear that the article, the majority bloc was operating illegally. In the perspective of the Supreme Court. After the first ruling, when everything was ups and down, and he made it very clear that the ultraviolet that is took off was the majority bloc was in complete dilemma of the Constitution, against the Constitution. Now, after a few times, the bill of information that was up by Funati Kofa, he came up after the Supreme Court make it clear that, hello?
Go ahead quickly.
After the Supreme Court interpreted the bill of information, because the vice president elected president, the executive promised him to make him the chief justice of this country. So his appointment was unfortunately, we want to disagree with Mr. President.
Okay.
To quickly revoke his appointment and do reappointment. Thank you for the opportunity.
Many thanks. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, Tiny. My name is Oscar Davis. So I'm still wondering as to whether this is the judge that some of the lawmakers referred to yet a month back has been talking liquor talk. Is it the judge?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
who has a different opinion on the
yes, that's the judge here. Yeah.
You see, look, Tobo, I'm even wondering as to the factor of the Constitution, because how can we claim that there are three branches of government, but one of the branches is supporting somebody to another? I'm wondering, and these are things that people who are passive, like lawmakers, supposed to be thinking of. So ask yourself, this is the judge who nearly turned the decision of the colleagues on the bench as something useless. Today, the president has appointed him or nominated him as chief justice. What is the state of our country already?
Okay.
When the justice system is already being controlled by the executive, you think, well, LeBron said it, and you want me to call here and say to you, I'm very happy because Gracie, who has already taken his side, is being nominated as chief justice. You think I'm supposed to celebrate? Our country is going down the drain.
Okay.
We need to wrap up now.
Okay, many thanks. I take additional calls because our guest will soon be here. 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. Again, 0778-460-793. What do you think about the appointment of George Gbese as the successor of the outgoing Chief Justice? Do you think it's a good idea that the president has nominated him, or you think the president should have looked outside to find another top-notch lawyer who could come in as Chief Justice? Let's hear from you quickly. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. Good evening.
How you doing, Saba?
I'm okay, sir.
I'm calling from West Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother. Those guys are just talking against Yami Gbese. Yami Gbese is 100 times better. Statement by the president. We are so happy. We know that there will be good things going on. That man, how you call it? They're talking about the noise between the legislatures. If even it was him, you are going to go to those that can hold quorum. So what? So our country can collapse. So let the deputy justify the ugly thing they do. Like people looking at them. Those are not coming. Let's send them be up there and be pulling the people. Thank you, man.
Okay, many thanks. 0778-460-793. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, this caller has gone. Let's take another call on the line quickly. 0778-460-793. Good evening.
Good evening, Saba.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Saba, thank you. This is Emmanuel Sewon, and I join you from Akawa resident. I'm sorry for the poor quality of my voice, but let me remind Sammy on something that probably he's missing up. during the House of Representatives Saka, the first ruling that was given, like Moses said, this very judge was in support of that ruling. When he went to Nimba, when he was quizzed by a journalist, it was when he said, we could not go there because we did not see the speaker. Go to the clip. Go to the clip. And you will confirm what I'm saying. He said we did not go there because we did not see the speaker. It was when one of the majority member in presence of Famule, Reverend Famule, described his statement as a liquor talk. All right? Then the bill of information, when it was filed by Fonanti and the Supreme Court, the judges in their majority, he abstained and have a dissenting opinion. Here is the question, and that's why I agree with Moses that he lacked integrity. This man who the first ruling supported it and decided to interpret and give reason why the Supreme Court or the judges could not attend that historic event. And at the same time, the bill of information, this man have another, interpretation. Can you take that man to be a serious person, to be the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia? This is what we are talking about. This president that is claimed to have so much experience, is blundering day by day, informing or telling the Liberian people that he doesn't deserve to even be a town chief. I'm sorry to say. A man with integrity issue, the only reason you have to nominate him to a position is because he served the interest, your selfish interest. He was one of those that was willing to carry the country back to where it came from. That's your basic. That's the same man. So today, Henry Famula and the majority bloc, can they see the Chief Justice and still see him if this man is to be confirmed? Can they now describe him as liquor talk Chief Justice? Or will they celebrate him?
Okay.
Or will they see him as integrity person that's supposed to be order, integrity institutions, the third branch of government?
Okay. Okay, so let's take another caller quickly. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. And you are live on the Nighttime Heat. We're trying to hear from you. What do you think of the pick of George Bussey as Chief Justice of the Republic, replacing Siane Yo? The president just nominated him, and of course, he's supposed to be going for confirmation. Do you think it's a good pick by the president? Let's hear from you or not. Again, 0778-460-793. 0778-460-793. That's the number to call, and you are live on the Nighttime Heat tonight. Share the show. Go on your Facebook page and just tap Nighttime Heat, and then you share. You watch the show so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight. Besides, you can also go on our YouTube channel. Let's take this caller quickly. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Let's hear from you.
This is Sam Johnson. I come from Kowe.
Okay.
So my first question is, who is the sin in the country that will be that people now complain? Where is that person? Because anything the president does, people complain. Anything the president does, so besides the American, the people call a person, who the person will point that people will not complain in the country. That's my own concern.
Okay. Okay. That's your concern. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening. Hello? Hello? I think you have to change your location again. 0778 460 793. That's the number to call again. 0778 460 793. We're trying to hear from you just this evening. The president appointed, nominated Judge Yemi Gbese as Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, representing Sanayo, who's going out. Do you think it's a good idea? It's a good pick by the president, or he needs to again rethink or reconsider? Let's hear from you. 0778 0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460 793. You call this number and you are live. Very, very shortly. A few more calls up to 8:45, and then we can take our guests quickly. 0778 460 793. Let's hear from you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sugu Favana is money in Paje to be.
Let's hear from you.
Let me say this. You know, the Ome who put the paper in power, the Ome know what the thing that best, so you know, he get most of he get plenty of us sign. So the usual is welcoming. So if you now know the man not capable for it, trust me, President Boga will now have appointed him. So I thought he will perform more than a predecessor by grace of God, and I will won.
Okay.
So for me, I have no doubt about the appointment of the Judge Koko Yemi Gbese. So how he will perform, because the president here, as I will learn, the paper say for the some more years in governance, that kind of person now be now to the governor. And also he have plenty of us all. So he know the best. Kudos to I just wishing then the Senate confirm the man that, and I know the Senate will confirm me by grace of God. So thank you.
Okay, many thanks. We take 3 more calls quickly. 0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460 793. And then you tell us what you think. We want to talk to you quickly. 0778 460 793. That's the number to call, and you are live. Let's take this call on the line. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello. Let's hear from you.
As Duple, for the thing.
Okay.
Are you getting it right?
I'm getting you. Let's hear from you quickly. He gone off. 0778 460 793. We're hoping that we can take a few calls quickly and then bring our guests in. 0778 460 793. That's the number to call, and you are live on the nighttime heat. Again, 0778 460 793. That's the number to call. Let's try to speak with our Councillor Isaac Jackson, former minister of former deputy information minister. Hoping I can call back quickly. He was trying to get in touch to give us his take on what he thinks about the nomination of Judge Yemi Gbese. Quickly, we'll be speaking with Isaac Jackson, Councillor Jackson, in a moment from now. Again, 0778 460 793. That's the number to call, and you are live. Again, 0778 460 793. That's the number to call, and you are live very quickly. Let's try to speak with Isaac quickly. As soon as we get Isaac, we take our guest in. 0778 460 793. What do you think about the nomination of Judge Yemi Gbese? He has been nominated as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, replacing Siana Yo, will be stepping down in a moment from now. So, what do you think? You think it's a good pick by the president, or the president needs to rethink and I don't maybe look outside for somebody instead of inside? Again, we want to take want to talk to Isaac quickly, and then we go to our guest who's already seated. Okay, let's speak with Isaac quickly. Good evening, Isaac. Councillor, welcome to the program.
Which program?
Oh, the councillor is not. Okay, so let's leave it at that, because he was just listening about what's happening. It seems he has gone off. Let's take a break, and then we'll be right back quickly. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the program, the Nighttime Heat. We are right here on Prime FM 105.5, also relayed by Radio Gema in the Nimba County, Quatiket in Bonk, and Radio Wologisi in Lofa County. We are streaming live on our Facebook page. Just tap the three words "Nighttime Heat," and then you are right there. You go to watch the show live. Besides, you can also go on your YouTube channel and you tap "Nighttime Heat." Also, you're going to follow the show. We are also streaming live on Prime FM 105.5. Tonight we have as guests Representative Mema Briggs. She's from Bon County. You know, there's this whole discussion and debate about the amendment of the local government act. That some individuals, in fact, there were major protests today in Bon County. What's happening? Who's organized the protest? We hope to establish contact with one of the organizers of the protest as to what do they want. Is it that they don't want the amendment or not? But she will also be giving us rationale for what they want on Capitol Hill. Madam Rep, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I'm good.
Yes, just come closer a bit.
Do I need it?
Yes,
Okay.
I said you need it. Yes. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. And it's always good to be in featuring like you all conversation. We have come to discuss with the Liberian people. Let me say good evening to our great listeners. And it's always good to be in a conversation.
Okay, I have two panelists, George and Moses. Moses, you both can greet the representative quickly.
Moses?
Yeah, Representative Briggs, I've heard about you, but never had the opportunity yet because I live abroad to interface with you. But it's a pleasure to have you this evening and to rather come and discuss the very issue which seems to be very controversial. I'd like to get your perspective. So on behalf of my colleagues, I want to welcome you to Nighttime Heat. Trust me, this is going to be a very tough discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's good to speak to you also. We're looking forward to seeing you one of these days.
Okay, George.
And welcome to the Heat. I'm George Kennedy.
Okay, George.
I'm
Nice
from
meeting you.
neighboring county, Lofa County.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
we are all family.
Yeah.
Like Pong County, Lofa, everybody.
So we try to be very objective.
Okay.
I don't want you to sometimes feel that and they ask for where it isn't supposed to. We're going to make sure to try our best so that we can have a very good conversation.
I always say it's good always to get the best out of us.
Yeah.
And then when you do that, it makes us a better people to represent our people. So I'm here with an open mind, whatever it is, let us all discuss it in good faith.
Thank you.
Okay, so again, welcome, Madam Rep. First, we want to know what's really transpiring on Capitol Hill regarding this whole proposed amendment of the local government act. Today, we established contact with the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and we'll be also talking about what they said concerning the version. But what is happening on Capitol Hill?
So the first thing, we bless God that at least we have come back in one chambers to do the Liberian people work. We have a speaker that is legitimate now and trying very hard to make sure to get the legislature together to make sure we focus on our calendar responsibility. So I understand the frustration of the Liberian people in the past where you had county social development funding being managed and you have lawmakers sitting and approving budget and deciding which construction company or opening their own construction company. I know the frustration. I know what people went through. But even with that, we are the one that did this law, and the sole responsibility of us is to make law. So when we make the law, we should also be able to look at it. Like I said, if I was something that I'm having my own business and managing it by myself, I can say that I'm going to tell you today, I'm in favor of the amendment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a few town hall meetings with my citizens. And if they say it should leave as it is, I'm not forced to vote for it. I may abstain or I may vote against it. But this is it. The law is very good. And again, the point of which the lawmakers are speaking from is we have the responsibility that the finance ministry send the budget to us, right? We look at it and then we say this appropriation, I think this is what should be done as per the Liberian people needs. So you have counties social funding that in fact we are the one that make sure to follow finance ministry to pay our money. And then you don't have any idea when appropriations are made until like you decide and say, oh, I'm noticing this or this noise is coming, or can we call the superintendent and her team to come and let us know, even to the point that the council feel that they're not even supposed to be questioned by us. So, like in the past sitting for the county council, I was concerned, and then we decided as a caucus to call the meeting. Some of the report they brought to us, I was like, what? You're not even seeing the people part being played. You said, okay, we have almost 15 or 16 districts, but you could only do electoral district. So it's good that Banga is being developed. You appropriated 300 some more thousand to create a fence around the compound. Okay, we didn't say anything in Amoja. We wasn't in the know. It was being approved already. When the citizens started to complain before we delivered it, you said the executive launch, which is under the executive, they're supposed to manage it. You pull 280 some thousand there, but then you're telling you only get 50,000 to the electoral district, which some of those electoral districts had 3 districts under them or 2 districts, and we say agreed for the good of it. And then you come back with another setting. In fact, in the law, we're supposed to create a ceiling as per what you're setting on for the county council. Some of the report they bring, you see 10,000, you see 12,000 for county council settlement, you see office furnishing and all of these things. So where we come from, or where the person that is asking for this amendment is, we're not saying we want to get involved. What we're saying is, if we can approve the national budget, let's have an idea. What are you appropriating? What is the budget that you develop for the county? Let's have an idea. Let's know what is it you're submitting to the council to be approved. And after the approval, let also know. Because if I go to my district, I always don't want to hear things on the radio. Let me know what is it I will approve. So if somebody asks me in my district, I should be able to tell them these are the things I will approve. These are what happened. So the last time we spoke about it, our superintendent just a few days decided to come to us. We called in a meeting and she brought some projection. You want to tell me you only thinking about doing maybe bulk of the stuff in Banga and also at the administrative building. What happened to those districts? We have districts that don't even have roads. They don't have nothing doing right now. They don't have a commission place for these people to sit to even work. So how can our people feed this money to know it's coming in the county? Someone told them, we said, I will share that with you when I go out of the office tomorrow. And we told them, we say, you have to go by and look at this thing. They have to benefit the people. So civil society coming all to demonstrate us. So I thought civil society could even sit with us and understand where they're coming from. On the council, you have 2 persons from the civil society representing. So some of the issue we've been raising is some of them even started and say even them, the people do not brief them on what happening. So can you just come in at least sit with us, but you're going to demonstrate that you're making it too personal. We made this law. This is the only job we have to make law. So we said we amendment on something and you just wrote and started it. Yes.
Quick question. Yes. I just want to ask. Quick question. Just provide a little bit of education for the many people who are listening to you. The act we're talking about here was passed in 2018. In summary, this local government act, what does it seek to accomplish, and why do you want it amended? So after we, when you provide that, lay the basis for your argument, tell us this is what the act says and this is what happened. Can you lay that basis?
Okay, so the act is saying that what happening actually, the whole background of the act was transparency. Because like I said that before, that in the past, I put myself in a situation with the citizen. People didn't know how the funding was being managed. People didn't know. I think they say lawmakers were sitting on the money and don't give them more appropriate answer how this money being used, which I was in favor of it. And when I was a caucus chair for Bon County when was being taken to court, and then in fact I went to have a meeting with civil society and told them that, oh, I'm the caucus chair now. What do you want to see happen in Bon County? And so, they raised the local government act to me. And I said, okay, I'm going to look at it. And the next thing, they went to court. And we went to court, and the court said, you people made the law, so you people have to abide by the law. You can have two laws on the board. So the council, the chair cannot preside on the sitting. In that, I honor my regime, we set at the county council. But what happening now that breaking out of this thing, we are not in the know of anything. Even our own right that the law gave us to say, you set a ceiling for the county council. That is not being done. They are doing it on their own or even reaching us to the lawmaker to do that. It's being done on their own. No one is being asking, or only like when you ask for reports, maybe some confusion come out, you hear something on the radio, and then you ask and say the local government and the county, not the county administration should bring you a report, and they come with this thing, you see 12,000, you see 10,000, and you see this, and you're asking them, how did we derive that for county council compensation? I thought it's supposed to come from us. We're supposed to create a city. So how was it done? So in the wisdom of my colleague, they saw it necessary that we be part of the process. And we being part of the process is not appropriating money like it was done in the past. It's not telling the people how to use the money, but we should be notified. We should know about what is going to be done, how the money going to be appropriated, and how is it afterwards when it's approved by the council. We should also be in the know, and that is all we're requesting. And for me, I don't see it to be anything bad. If anybody tell me you want to get involved with the what do you think, appropriation or making sure that you sit on the council, that I will not agree, because even me, I don't want to be a part of it. Even right now, the purchases that are going on in my district, I don't know the contractor. I ask and I say, oh, I want to do the people work. They don't need to be my contractor. I don't even care about contractor business. Just do the people work and let the citizens see the work going on. And that's it.
So in the nutshell, you telling the public that in the law, there is no salary set up for county office.
No, what I say is the House of Representatives should create a ceiling. Every city, you should create a ceiling for compensation. So they are not people that on salary or to be paid, but you can create a ceiling as per the amount they are sitting on, and then lawmaker can say, okay, so they have to do hotel, they have to eat, maybe they're doing it for 2 days or so. So create the ceiling for them. Okay, you can pay them 8,000, you can pay them 5,000, you can compensate them, but not salary. And then you see a document come to you, and you see 12,000 written there. And then you see for county council office furnishing, nobody tell you, but then you see maybe 40,000. You see this amount. And that's the same thing that is given to maybe 2 electoral districts. Then this gone one, I'm sorry that he should have brought it, but then we left it. You see the county council this, and then you don't see anything even tangible mentioned about the district where the people live and going through all of this problem. I don't even have some of them, don't have, the clinics don't have drugs, the clinics don't have solar lights. Another thing.
Let me ask you, so the law does not allow or does not provide for the allowance of representatives attending the council sitting?
No. And we don't even asking for that. What we're asking for is before you do, because the county administration will come up with the budget and submit it for approval to the council. So we're in that process. This is what we're asking for. Let's have an idea what you're submitting to the council. And afterwards, let's have an idea on what is being approved. So just in case I'm being asked in my district or Anybody I'm not certifying somebody, you pick up phone and call me and say, like the administrative building, the executive lodge. Everybody was calling us. Oh, they had a setting 280. This is supposed to be under the executive. Why are we fixing it? People started asking, and we were concerned. We started asking, oh yeah, there was an emergency setting. Who approved the emergency setting? How did it even come up? So as we said now, the council even feel that they're not supposed to talk to lawmaker. They sometimes tell the superintendent, they come and tell us and say, we're telling the council, we might Ali ask the lawmaker they want, and they say no. It's not something. It's not this.
Let's ask about your own experience in your county. Having seen some of the irregularities or maybe some of the numbers that you saw in the reports and you were concerned, did you try by all means to establish contact with your superintendent?
Oh, sure. And even, like I told you, I was a corporate chair that just left before Senator Moy went. And there are some of the contractors we had a problem with, and some in fact money was being paid to because we did an audit, and after that I saw some of them requesting certain amount of money that we're not supposed to pay to them. I have to call the superintendent if you corrected it, and when they called that particular contractor, he said, oh, maybe that was a mistake, and so I said, you see why we have to see these things? Because there are still projects pending with pending payment that need to be made for them to complete it. And some of them take advantage of it and think that we're not in the know. So they go and make different budget that they're not supposed to be paid with and give it. And I have all my documents. I have to raise it. And when the report came, I said, no, have you paid this contractor this amount? They only have a balance of 12,000. How are they asking for 20-some more thousand? And he said, oh, but I know. I said, but that is why we need to do these things together. Then we will know, and you will not duplicating. And some of them, in fact, was being passed over to LSCC. So you need to get a document from LSCC that these people have been approved or they have been clear. You can do business with them. And after now, we raise the issue. We haven't seen no here, no there.
So how does this affect your oversight responsibility as a lawmaker?
Yeah, Moses, I'm coming.
It sure do, because if I'm somebody that always in my district, I must have been ill. I was just in my district on Friday. So what if my citizen asks me, am I supposed to be telling them, I don't know? No, I should have an answer for them. So if I'm in a know and know what is transpiring, what is being budgeted for the county, for the various districts, I'll be able to answer to them and say, because we have so and so amount, because we have 800,000 in the account, these are things that were being approved. These are things that happen. It gave me my oversight. I represent the people. So are you telling me you trust a superintendent in a council that is not even, and that's one of the things I told my colleague, instead of just even the aspect of approving, I wish we can even come up with some standard of the council. Because you can council with people that most of them, youth leader, they don't have that financial ideas, they don't have all of these things. We should have put in our law some criteria. To be a council has idea and know about some accounting, appropriations, and everything. You got women leaders.
Who constituted the council?
The council, what they were under me, the one that was constituted and is there for I think 3 years. We took all of the elected women leaders, and they came in Banga. And then they brought someone from election commission to supersede that with the superintendent, and they made sure they did the election among themselves, and they took one female. The same thing happened with the chiefs. We took the chiefs that were elected in the past. Some of the chiefs from the other district did not take part because they said they were not elected. So stay with that. Some of them had something. Then the youth leaders that were elected also came, they did theirs and other things. And then the civil society sent 2%, the disabled also did theirs among themselves. So this is it. I see a county council that have a sitting and done with it. Then I see they say born youth caucus. They appropriated money for them. Then I also see Fly. They appropriated money for them. Then I see YMCA. They appropriated money for all the people that youth caucus. So how is it being separated different? How are you doing that? If it's a born youth caucus, I agree. So
okay, Moses coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honorable, let me just say something. I had the opportunity, and if I'm in the wrong, help me provide needed clarification. I had the opportunity of doing a little bit of research on this local, government act. And I think the fundamental reason why it was established in 2018 was to ensure that people at the local level were included because the act focuses on the decentralization of services for the locals. So they tend to recruit people from the districts, the counties, so that they can be a part of the council in making decisions regarding services that will impact their lives. Civil society organization, and what other groups. Whatever group that they may choose to work with. Now, the problem I'm having here is that I hear you continuously talking about, we were not told in terms of how people were being recruited. We were not told in terms of how money was being expended. I think there is a dichotomy between the legislature and the executive branch of government. The superintendent in the order to operate under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The Ministry of Internal Affairs forms part of the executive branch of government. I may be wrong, but I assume it is not the responsibility of lawmakers to be vetting as to how projects are financed, to be vetting as to how money at the executive level is being spent. Don't get me wrong, you have a caucus. If you see anything that raises a red flag, you utilize your oversight authority. You say, hey, the Committee on Internal Affairs, look, we have concern with what is happening in Bone County. Can we bring the superintendent in? We want to know what is happening. And even as a caucus, you can raise concern. But to say that you want to be a part of the vetting process to decide how money is being spent, how money is being budgeted, then like you're mixing up with executive function. That's my personal take. Madam Representative, maybe you want to provide for
Thank you. Moses, the issue is not about how you think. We didn't say we want to be part of vetting process, so you're missing the whole mark. And the first thing is the money you're talking about here is not the executive money. It's the people money, and we represent the people. So the money in question is money raised from our own concessions. So if I go in Salala district, what we asking for is what is being appropriated for our people. I should be in the know. I shouldn't always say it first, the people raise the issue, then I have to call them. I have to call them and ask them to say, oh, please come and let me know what happened. I should always know what has happened when they come to financial wise. So if you're telling me you trust internal affairs, that one man sat down and appointed the minister, and then another person like the superintendent, one person appointed them, the eye that the people elected, I must sit down for and wait when something happened before I call them to please beg them to tell me what happened. What we asking for is that we never said appropriate. We never said we should be even involved with money business. For me, I'm telling you, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to even see money. I don't want to even choose contractors. But what I want to know is before you send anything to be budgeted, if I can approve the national budget, it should be seen, it should trickle down to the county. I should be in the know of what you're going to appropriate. What if you send me something that is not in the favor? I'm just telling you, yeah, you do a county administrative bidding for $350,000, and you refuse to give my district that is all, even the hospitals that are there are not open yet. They don't even have the health centers. They don't even have water running down. You refuse to look at that and make it your priorities. But you're able to create furnitures for commissioners. You're able to do other things. I shouldn't have an import. And by import is not to just say, oh, please, I think when you go by, can you guys look at this and prioritize the people's interests? Can we see this? So we didn't say to get involved. And this is where people are mixing it us. We didn't say, come and bring it, let's sign the paper. We the one read the money, and we the one sit down on the list. What done in the past. And that is why I started with to say, I know people are frustrated with past leader doing. And that is why I supported the local government. I was one person that settled it under my regime. The first county that implemented it, that was me. But what we see now, for what we are seeing in the past, is the county council and the local government and the county administrators, they believe that they have the sole right to do whatever they want to do with the people money. What are the people saying? So if again, you can tell me, we can put the clause in when the county administrator they do this, let it come back to the various district and tell them this is what we're going to go send to the council. And let the people give their input. That's another one. I would be satisfied with that. If you want me to do it, let me sit with my people. Let the people say, let the county administrator tell you, say, oh, the 1 million or the 2 million we have in the account, this is what we're going to go do with it. And then the citizens say, yeah, we agree that everything can be used on people, administrative work, and they shouldn't benefit. So we're not telling you we want to approve money. We're not telling you we want to do this. We're telling you we need to be in the know. And in being in the know is bring whatever projection you have, bring whatever budget and developmental agenda you have for our county to the caucus and let everyone all look at it and agree. And when this is being approved, bring it back to us and notify us. Let us know about it so we can speak to our people about it. And what's big about it for civil society to demonstrate? Is it that they have personal interest? We are the deputy of the people.
Now, it seems that, okay, Moses can come in.
Yeah, quickly, look, Representative, I honestly agree with you that there has got to be some level of coordination. But we also need to understand that there is a dichotomy between the legislative branch of government and the executive that the superintendent is a part of. The superintendent or local officials form part of the executive branch of government. They are amenable to the executive branch of government. The local authority manage the affairs of the county. So if you're going to create this bottleneck that hypothetically I am superintendent of Bond County, I want to initiate a little project, I have to literally convene a meeting of the caucus on a consistent basis before even we can drill a hole in Bone County. It creates a lot of challenge for the local leaders.
So it's a problem. I don't know if you understand the running of government. The first thing the money we're talking about is not for the superintendent day-to-day running. The executive should approve money for them to work with it. This money we're talking about is raised for the people county council social development funding. It's not for the superintendent to just sit down single-handedly and say, oh, I raised money from the executive, that my own money, maybe I wrote partners and I wrote other people and I want to appropriate them. We asking them. We represent the people, the money for the people. It's not for the superintendent. We raise it, we put it in the concessions. It comes to our county. So any way you use it, we as people, direct representation, we must be in the know. Is that wrong? Please. So listen to all. It's not executive money. It's not money that President Bwaka say this money of Bone County for development. Please take it and manage it and we're asking you one know about it. No. If we were wicked to them, we have to approve from the people money 3 different vehicles that they bought and in fact made a mistake and say internal affair. We just told them a few days when the report came out, we said no. You cannot put internal affairs on the money. It's the people money we told you to buy 3 brand new vehicles to be able to move you around, to not stall your movement. It's only our county that got this particular one. Other county, the local authority don't even have cars. They are waiting for internal affair to buy it. So you can't say it's internal affair property in your report. County change it and say Bone County. Bone County, they won't give you the money to do it. Okay. So this is where we come from.
Okay, Madam Rep, today we heard about a major protest in your county. We don't know whether it was supported by or funded by some members of the civil society. We don't know why, but we'll be speaking with one of the organizers of the protest because we understand it was massively attended today. Why do you think, just give us an idea as to why civil society members are pushing back on this, if at all this is in the interest of the county?
So the first thing is the way civil society members are doing the county stuff is confusing me. Because like one of them said, they use the people money before, okay, for Bone County, all of the money that was being allegedly misappropriated and done wrongly, all of the cases are in court. Which one of the civil society saying they got so much interest in the people of Bone County? Which one of them have written the court to say, we want this case to come on the docket for these people to be investigated? The bulk of the people that have idea on financial issue are the civil society people that are sitting on the caucus. And every one of them, they are the head. for the caucus, for the council. So are you telling me, so within your own sense of mind, you tell me, say, you don't have money to get out of the districts, but you got money to get YNCA, it's a youth organization. Then you got money to get Bone Caucus, but you got money again to get Fly. You got money to get another youth group. How are these people going? Who are managing this in the civil society? Why are you putting money there like that? If you put money there for Bone Caucus, I understand they deserve to have it. Why are you putting money there for Fly and we don't know about it? Why are you putting money again for YNCA? No, we don't know about it. And Bone Caucus can even get more for the young people to able to manage their issue and go to different districts. So what is the interest of the civil society that court cases are lying down, that 4 million, this million were used for Bone County? They are not championing it to make sure that they make sure that these people come to book and restitute this Bone County people money. So I don't know. As I watched it also, they were demonstrating. But we are the ones that then you demonstrating in front of the administrative building and giving petition to the superintendent. Also, you didn't even call the caucus chair or call us or bring it to us. And we'll receive it. We'll put it in plan every floor. We'll see it. And you're telling me I'm on the radio and somebody tell me, and another one call, one of the Iran call from Bang and tell me we will take you out to court. How you take out to court for doing our duties, for doing what is right for the people. And that is why I've come to see it. We had a developmental meeting with the Vera ambassadors and everything. For me, I want to support also a system in place that civil society will tell me how do they get the funding, who they get the funding from, how do they implement these funding, who are the beneficiaries, and we also check on these things. I didn't say that in the past, lawmaker did not misappropriate the people money. I'm not happy with it.
Okay, Madam Rep, let's just hold you 1 minute quickly so that we can talk with one of the organizers of the protest today in Bone County, Mr. Jesse Cole. Mr. Cole, good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat.
Good evening, and I'm happy to be on your show this evening, and good evening to the people of Liberia.
Okay, the county in which you demonstrated or you had your protest today, we have the representative on the program tonight. But first, just bring us up to speed as to what really necessitated the protest today.
Yeah, the protest came about because Liberia have come a long way since the Accra Comprehensive Peace Accord, where we discussed a lot of different things and we look at some of the issues that brought us to fight 14 years of war in this country. We realized the issue of centralization has affected us a lot. And then from that Accra Peace Accord, there was a recommendation for the TRC, and through the TRC, one of the major things we saw that our government was centralized, and we thought that, we recommended that we should promote decentralization. So the government, during the regime of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, went around this country having different consultations, and then they came up first in 2012 with the decentralization policy that was launched in Bone County. After the decentralization policy, they thought that, that there was a need for a local governance law to be able to promote the decentralization policies that were developed. So the Local Governance Act of 2018 came into being and was passed into law by President George Weah. So we have, even when the law was passed, we have not gone 7 years yet. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
We have not gone 7 years, and then now our lawmakers are coming back they're talking about repealing a section of the law, which is section 2.2 E and F, that talks about the approval power for the county council and the approval of development plan of the county. The lawmaker want it back to themselves. And we think that is selfish, and the lawmaker is saying that. Our Constitution, Article 1, Chapter 1, tells us that, all power is inherent in the people. We take some of our power and make the president. We take some of our power and make the representatives and the senators. So if the local governor Act have come to become law to give some of the power back to the people, we think the lawmakers that are demanding to have the kind of power to approve, we think it's almost like you want to do double dipping. You approving the national budget, you're sending money to the county, and you want to come back to be a part of approving national county budget. We are not stopping you. You already have constituents. If you are having a regular constituents meetings, you will know what the constituents need. You will know what they will be putting forth to the county council for development for that particular constituent. So coming up to these different things, we think it violates the democratic principle of the right-based governance. We also think that if that bill is repealed, it will also undermine it will also undermine transparency and accountability. And we also think that yes, it will threaten the sustainable and inclusive development. And we also think that if that bill is repealed, there will be contradiction to the right-based and do no harm approach in our country with most international partner support. We also think that yes, if that bill is repealed, it will be a setback to the implementation of the decentralization policy that was recommended from the Accra Comprehensive Peace Accord. So with these different things, we think with the bill introduced by the Grand Jury representative in the National Legislature, we are calling on all of our lawmakers from all counties not to repeal that particular bill. We need to give it time, and if there is still a need to repeal this bill, we are recommending to them that they should have public hearing, because that bill is not a favor that they did for the Liberian people. Instead, it was amended to drive our fragile peace process. So we think in this line, it was something worth doing, and it was something to call the attention of our lawmakers as employer of those different lawmakers to caution them not to sign such a bill if it comes before them. So that is what our program was all about today.
Okay.
So, Coach, just say, I know you know I'm on the show, but you didn't greet me. So, well, let me greet you. So,
nobody call your name, so I don't know who's on the show.
How you will not know my voice, man? My man, let me tell you what I get to tell you.
You have not spoken.
All right, Jesse, let me say this to you. I want to know, the last emergency sitting that was done, you have 2 members on the council. Were you briefed about it? Were you involved?
What?
The last emergency sitting that was done, you have 2 members of your civil society on the council. Were you briefed about it? And why was it that one of your members disagreed with the sitting? If you had this kind of coordination that you believe you're seeing on the radio.
I don't know about the emergency council.
Okay, good. And then why was it that one of your members disagreed, and the one that chairing the whole council, he's the only person that agreed, and one of your members disagree and distance themselves from the emergency sitting?
That's not true.
You
You're
say
not saying
that?
the truth to the public.
What happened? What was true?
The emergency council that you are talking about, if you're talking about disagreeing about this particular issue that you raised on the floor, it's not true. Honorable, I beg to differ with you. It is not true. There is no one from the council or from the civil society that is in favor of what we want to do in terms of.
No, I didn't say they are in favor. You see, you change me now. You just said this thing is something to give the right to the people to coordinate, to take charge of their own thing. But if council members are even disagreeing with one another decision, so how best is it that you are even in the interest of the people?
Like I'm saying to you, what you are saying, there is no reference point. Honorable, I beg to differ. If the council members are different with each other, then maybe it is some manipulation that is coming from your end, and then one want to stop.
You're supposed to know me. All my leadership, I the one involve you in the process of the council of the caucus.
I beg the people. I took you to the Supreme Court. You never.
No, excuse me. Listen to me, we're not forcing. Listen. We were the first caucus chair that ever called civil society in meeting in Bon County when they sat down in the leadership. Listen, Ababa.
You called a meeting, but you are not the first caucus chair to call meeting in Bon County.
You told me I was the first, so today, Nachish.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Okay, yes.
So
Mr. Cole, please hold the line.
Mr. Cole.
Okay.
Mr. Cole.
Yeah.
For the sake of transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
And for the sake of good leadership.
Yeah.
When you have these meetings, do you brief the legislative caucuses in the county?
Yeah, I just told you that the legislative caucus, in their function and the responsibility and the mandate given to them by the citizen, they have what we call constituents meeting. Unless you are saying that they are not having that constituents meeting.
I know
that any development plan before it reaches at the county council level, it must be discussed from the different constituents.
It is true, but the county council itself.
Yeah.
Do you speak to the caucus of the county, I mean the legislative caucus, on what you're doing, how much you receive, this and that. Don't you think that is necessary to do?
No. My point there is not, and it's not to say yet that the council members should not speak to the caucus. No way, there will be no way that you say you can do with all the caucus. You understand it? So the caucus have to be consulted because they are represented. The caucus will have a role in the local government to play. They should approve remuneration for the council member every 4 years. So they're saying, yeah, okay, for the caucus member you'll be paid $800. That should be done, and that has not been done up to now since 2018. You understand it? So
but there are reports coming that the last two sitting the caucus are cold. There are reports coming that the last two sitting that I have on my decks, I can share with you tomorrow, that the last two sitting which the legislature never even know to appropriate money for them, they took 10,000 and they took 12,000. So who gave them the authority to do that?
Okay, honorable representative, I'm not saying that the caucus is pure. No, that's not my point here.
No, the council.
I'm not saying that the caucus is pure. The caucus has some challenges.
You mean the council?
The council.
Hello.
You mean the council, right?
Let me just rest.
Yeah.
The county council has some challenges. The Local Government Act is a new law that is there to promote the decentralization policy of 2012 that was launched in the same county. What we are saying, those challenges need to be discussed. If the caucus really feel that anything should be repealed from that law, they should come back. Let us have some public hearing. But the manner and form in which the bill was introduced in the national legislature, we think it was a disservice to the people that elected them, the people that gave them the mandate to go to the national legislature. This is the point we are making.
Okay, so let me tell you how the bill was introduced, and this is the normal way. The amendment is being introduced and is sent to committee rooms for the first time. So after that, it's going to come back with a recommendation. And then after that recommendation, when they go back, that's the time you take it to your citizen to talk about them. Then I say, if you left for I alone, I will find my donor, I will approve it, but I'll go back to my citizen. And I think that we legislators have been disrespected in the process. Nobody asking for us to be part of the sitting. The council is my baby. I made sure that this was done. Even when some colleagues didn't agree, I said, no, they have to do it. I don't want to be bothered with the people money. But here, these are things are happening that we don't even have an idea about it. We want to hear it from the press people. Maybe somebody sat down and they come from the council and they lecture their friends. And the friends start to say that sometimes when they ask her, we are like, what? No, it shouldn't be done this way. No, it shouldn't be done. Sometimes when you ask for the report, but you can't, you are shocked to see some of the money that was approved that you didn't even know about it. So if we will report the law down, it's your right to call us also. The civil society can say, hey guys, you just sit together. What is the thing? Okay, stay in committee room. He has just come for the first reading. He hasn't come for the second reading before we say the third reading, before we pass it. Then we all can sit together and discuss it. It's not personal. Every one of us want to see Liberia better. Like I said, in the past, there are things that was not appropriate for the citizen. The money was not managed properly. So it's a right for things to be in place that they will reach to the money. But making it like it's so personal and just saying like you didn't even look at the amendment again. You should be telling me, Honorable Bruce Mensah, can you please share the amendment with me? Let me read it and analyze it, and then I can give my input, and then we all can sit together and discuss it. I will sure do that because we all need to work together to make Liberia better in our various districts.
Hello?
So,
Okay.
Honorable,
1 minute. 1 minute. Let my panelists come in.
Okay. Yes, quickly, so let me give you prior notice. I'll be leaving soon, but I just want to say this to the representative Briggs, and I read it. I tend to be taking the side of the gentleman from the civil society because what this amendment, what the honorable and the others are calling for, if taken into consideration, that would definitely create a lot of challenge for the people who are in leadership position at the county level. I do agree that there has got to be some level of coordination. The caucus has to be kept in the loop. But you have consistently heard the honorable saying, oh, well, these people showing up payment vouchers, showing up budget that we didn't even know about. No, honorable, that doesn't fall within your scope of work. You do
Oh, but
not
then you make a
approve
mistake. I have the oversight.
wait,
I can approve the national government budget. Why will I approve the county budget?
No, Honorable, let me complete my thoughts. Honorable, let me complete my thoughts.
No, I think I think
So
like
what I'm saying, Honorable, what I'm saying here is that the local authority are not directly amendable to the lawmakers. They are part of the executive branch of government. When these people take action, they can keep you in the loop. But you cannot be in the process. You cannot be in the process to decide as to how contracts are worded, as to how budgets are created, approving budget, approving payments. No, that cannot, Honorable.
Okay.
You can do that. You can do that.
Okay. Moses, yes, you can come in, Mr. Cole.
Yeah, I just want to remind the honorable, I think she's saying something that is good, but I also want to remind her that there is nothing wrong that we have done in the process. We have the right under the Constitution to petition our lawmakers. What we did here was nothing violent. It was something that, because we are not seeing the different constituent meeting, we are not seeing the caucus of Bond County coming to have citizens and constituents meeting. Instead, we are seeing a lot of supporters meeting. So we thought the way in which that message can really reach our caucus chair, our caucus members, and the representative of our county would be through the petition, and which is the right way to do it, instead of them to appear like we want to disrespect them. You understand it? So I keep emphasizing.
So, Cole, who you gave your petition to today?
Honorable, then I can be in words and we'll be talking today. We're arguing.
I just asking who you gave your petition to today. So, instance, you are the caucus.
I'm very sure you watch the live.
You see again. I'm supposed to be watching it.
Okay, Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole, let me ask. Let me come in now. I'm sure the both of you been talking back and forth, but let me come in. You conducted your protest today. We understand it was massively attended. But don't you think it would have been quite appropriate if at all, if the council had a problem, or you guys who protested had a problem, first to meet your representative or the caucus members, then to go into the streets and protest? Don't you think you it was a misstep on your part?
No, it was not a misstep, because we have elected the caucus members, and the honorable in studio.
No.
The response from her on the radio did not show any sign that she ready, she was ready to give us.
So how did people elect her? How did people elect
we got mediums there that we communicate with.
You communicated to them that you were taking the streets today?
Yeah, but we communicated already formally. That's what we did today.
Formally, you wrote a letter to them?
We petitioned them today, and that's what the law.
No, the question I'm asking, Mr. Cole, I asked you the question, very simple. That don't you think it would have been quite appropriate if at all people had met your caucus members first before going to the streets? Don't you think that would have been quite better?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, this is not the first time that we are interacting with our caucus, right? Mm-hmm. You think that it would have been appropriate if we had a space to meet with the caucus members. But here we are, even the very caucus, you can't have them together. You can't have them together. You have this supporter side and that supporter side.
No, but you can say that. How you call supporter side? The people who always have their problems is different. We just had a caucus meeting. I will send you all of the meetings, and I will send you the photos. Just day before yesterday, we had a caucus meeting. I was on the show, on Clarence show, when these people started sending texts and say they will go to court. They will demonstrate. So Clarence was reading something, and I said, we always know.
What we had today was a peaceful march, and you are the one that calling it demonstration.
You said it. I didn't even know about it. You said you are demonstrating.
The constitutional.
Let me ask you a simple question. Do you don't have a medium to meet your caucus?
That we have elected. So we have that right under the law, and this is what we did.
Demonstrate.
There's nothing wrong. We petition you. You have all the information that we want you to do is in that.
Okay. Before my colleague can come in, Mr. Cole, how was your protest or your sitting or whatever you call it? How was it funded today? Because I know it's costly to take people to get into the streets.
Yeah, we have personal contribution from the different institutions, and then we spoke to people with leg minds, people who are affected. Take for example, we talk from the effect perspective. You have BCTC is now benefiting a new bus. You have the administrative building now being fenced. You have the No, yeah, but we can't be having conversation like this.
But I think just said that you dominate. This is my show. So the first thing is PPCT, what they benefit from the county, what they benefit from the county is per law. It's per law. So we're giving it to them every time. We don't oppose it.
Yeah, but
so don't say like they're not benefiting.
How do you know that? How do you know what I want to talk about? You can't read my mind.
Okay, so continue, Mr. Cole.
So with all of these different things that are happening, they happen because you have the county council make a decision. Although not perfect, we also have an issue with the county council. Then if you check now to do a comparative analysis with the county council setting where the lawmakers were deciding the county budget, we approved $2 million in 2018. And 2018, other projects that were earmarked, now one project was dedicated. So if we're having the same thing and we have the lawmaker coming back and want to approve, don't you think we have the right to petition them not to do so? Don't you think we have right to petition them not to do so because there was snake by the first time you see where you're dumb? This is what we're talking about.
Okay, so the point now is that you did your petitioning today, right?
Yes.
You submitted your position to your lawmaker was not present. You think you're going to get the appropriate response from those who submitted your petition to?
Look, somehow we let our lawmaker. We know that they have offices in a different constituents. They were elected. That we were bringing the petition to them today. Since they are not there today, we give it to the superintendent, and we'll be going to their offices and give it to them. They have heard it. So that has been the normal mode of communication of our lawmakers. So with this, we have to. They have gotten the information. That is why we are having this tonight.
When someone called me this morning before I watched it, you never inform us about caucus. And even my caucus chair, I can get this number. Someone can call. Someone can call. Prince come on.
Reference point. All the community radio stations have the reference point. Even the last question we have.
We are caucus. Did you write us?
We have reference point.
Mr. Cole, I'm trying to read from what you are saying. Indicates to me that you don't have any sort of coordination with the caucus. It seems that you hardly meet the caucus. It seems that you don't even want to reference the caucus.
No,
that's how they feel.
Yeah, we reference the caucus when it's done in the proper manner. I'm saying to you that the Bond County caucus has failed to have constituents meeting, and as a result of that, a lot of things are lingering in our county that we need to speak to them about. They only come when they want to be supporter. We think it's wrong.
Okay, let me hold you there and turn to the rep.
So the first thing is,
since your held meeting,
aside our coding, we just add emotional to things. We just met with the. We just met on.
We have the discussion here.
You say I'm not talking again.
Mr. Cole, 1 minute. Mr. Cole, 1 minute, please. Let me protect my guests. Yeah, go ahead. I'll protect you.
So the first thing is, we had caucus meeting last week with the superintendent.
Well, how come they were not informed?
The first thing is, they know just what you're saying. If you saw this law, you got right to call your legislator. The first thing I expected the civil society, I was on the radio at Clarence, and they started writing. They would go to court, they would demonstrate, and so he said, "Oh, I received something." I said, "No," but they Aaron, and then the same person, they both of them always like. So they're like, "Oh, we'll go to court with them." I said, "No, the council know how the civil society know how to meet us, and we all need to work together in this process. They want to have an idea, they should." So what I expected them to do, instead of taking placard, passing, talking the way they were doing things, write us first. Members of the caucus, can you see? People will always have the you think Boko and the rest of the people will be happy because they have their own government or the power. People have their political problem, but I've always said it. If it comes to Bond County issue, we all can align ourselves and work together. So you should have written the caucus and say, we want to know about this local government thing. So we are currently calling you in a meeting and see the caucus refuse. And they didn't come, and then you can take another approach. So you talking, say we notify them all the radio station and they don't come to constituency meeting. Have you gone to Salala district? You know, my citizens tell you they don't see me Friday. I was just in Bonganima and don't fight, having meeting with my people. So how can you just blanketly say that? And that is why we also want to know your programs you have in the county. We want to know some of your money and who are the beneficiaries and how do you cut across the citizen. So those things will come too.
So is it the fears that you people have, Mr. Cole?
Can I come in now?
Just go ahead quickly.
Yeah, so let me be very frank. You send the honorable want me to go deep into this.
Mm-hmm.
When that news came out on the House of Representatives page, we tested almost half of the caucus members.
None.
We had those information. We tested them. We said, this thing that is coming up, what side are you on? Some of them, the only person that responded to those tests was Representative Prince Quena. He responded later on. He never talked back again later on. So we're not doing things. We meet with our caucus members.
So I never received text from you one day. Any of my numbers.
You and I, we had an exchange on the radio. So if
No,
you say
we didn't have an exchange. You and myself have never spoken on the radio. You and I have never spoken on the radio.
On the radio, right after, and I also spoke. I was the first.
No, you and myself never spoke. I never even listened to you.
Yeah, not you. The way you and I talking the show now, there was a host of the show. You say, yeah, we should take emotional, but I think the way you're doing it, you are bringing more emotion.
No,
Okay.
I'm not angry.
Okay. So
I just told you that you didn't write me. No, I didn't receive a text from you. Let me make it clear. I never received any text from you. So maybe you wanted the upper born people. We will come from lower born salala. We're not importing the process.
I remember Greece. I said half of the caucus member. We reach out to people.
Well, let me just clear myself. I
okay.
didn't receive it from you.
Mr. Cole. Mr.
Yeah.
Cole. Very shortly at 9:45, we should be opening the lines. But I want to ask you this question first. And now that you did your protest today, you submitted your petition to those you wanted to submit the petition to. The people who were, your main people were absent. The lawmakers were absent. Now, let's assume you don't receive the response, the appropriate response. The one that will cool your chest or your heart. What are you going to do next?
Look, about this country. Yeah, this country is the country of law, right? The people elect the president, and I told you, the people elect the representatives and the senators. So if the lawmakers feel that yes, it's the right thing to do to honor the decentralization process that have been worked for over the years since 2005. Then that's a good thing. The next thing we'll tend to will be to the president not to sign it. If the president found fit in it and he know that we voted him, he will not sign that law. And I challenge you, he will not sign it. So we know. So winning, and then if the lawmaker will think about themselves personally and say they will sign a law by force, they can go ahead, bingo. But let's see the effect of this law and see what happened to us. Look at countries around us here. We are going ahead. We're not going backward. So if they don't sign it, it is for all of us. Liberia remains the common denominator for all of us. We are saying to them, as employer of them, that this particular action undermines a lot of things that have been talked about since 2005. And it's wrong. If they will have to repeal this law by now. We are no public hearing. We think it's not perfect. And if they do that, bingo is left with them.
Okay, so the last question before I open the lines to you, Mr. Cole, you listen to Representative Briggs. She said part of what they want to know is how the civil society groups do function, and monies they received. How do they expand the monies? Some good report from them they want to receive, so they can have an idea on how the public resources are spent. Is it a fear of you and others in the county? Is that what you're afraid of?
No, we don't have no fear. If the lawmaker is asking that question, then I want to throw the question back to them. Because the lawmaker know that we have the Ministry of Planning and Development here. You understand it? Our organizations are accredited, and they know what we do. They have the right to check us. This is the governance process. It's a check and balance thing. We have the actors of governance. We have the civil society. We have government herself. We have the private sector and the press cross-cutting. So if they feel that maybe Jesse Cole took money for him and he's not doing that, the lawmaker got right to summon me. You know that? The lawmakers are aware of that. So why would they be bringing that thing as an argument with the issue about amending our local governance law that gave power to our people? So they got right to call us anytime. And that's what makes them our lawmaker. We gave them that power to check us too. And we got that power to also check them. All power is inherent in the people.
Okay, let me ask the lawmaker before I open the lines. Madam Rep, your people did protest today. They presented, they said, the petition to your office. Are you going to take delivery of it?
He just said he gave it to the superintendent, and I'm not going to honor any petition from the superintendent because we are separate branch of government. So why would you want to give my petition to the superintendent? She don't work for me. I don't work for her. I work for the people. So I should have been notified.
So you're going to ignore that?
If it come with communication to my office, I will look at it in the caucus with me and make a decision towards that. But I'm not going to take any petition from the superintendent because I don't work for her.
Were you shocked today when you heard about the protest?
Yeah, I heard it this morning. Someone called me, and then I decided to watch it. And when I saw the action, I was like, wow. Because the first thing, the civil society, before you even go that level, let's have some coordination first. Let's sit among ourselves, because I expected Mr. Cole to be on the radio to say these are the approach we took when we heard about the amendment. And the amendment, we're not telling you we want to appropriate money. We're not telling you we want to choose contractors. We're not telling you the council will not sit. We're telling you, let us be notified. Let us know what is happening. If we can approve the national, and your brother or your co-host keep making mistake. The money we're talking about, we the one can make sure the people get it. Now we're thinking about the money national government owing us. If they're paying domestic debt, we should go and sit with the finance minister to pay our money for our citizens to receive it. So the money we're talking about, that money that for superintendent to run and decide on their own. And that is why we respect, and I I respect the process that is ongoing right now. But there are things that we don't have ideas about. Nobody will just sit down and have a special sitting with all us knowing about it. Nobody will just sit down and do appropriation in the name of the people with the people money.
Okay.
With all us, we being the people representative, not even having copies of what they appropriated for us to know about it. It's important that we know.
So finally,
even the civil society can ask for it too and say we should know. When you sitting on county council, please let us know, or go on the radio and have a talk show and let us know, or go from county. So if we were going to sit and have a meeting, you can tell us, say, yes, you people are right in this. So going forward, before the county council approve anything, let it have district meeting and have district sitting and say these are the things we're going to go approve, and let the district have the take, because you have the council, so they don't have all members of the different districts, but you have representatives that have access to all of the constituents. So if the council don't have that access, so we all should be in the know on what they appropriating for our people. That's all we asking for.
If things remain as they are, your people protested. You haven't seen the petition yet up to present. And you understand it's it's in the office of the superintendent. If things remain the same,
but if I contradict the intent,
Madam Rep, if things remain the same as they are now, and the issue came on the floor tomorrow, let's assume, for votes to be taken for the amendment or not, are you going to accept it?
No, if they're taking vote tomorrow, I wouldn't vote, because if they come with the report and the committees give her the recommendation, I want to take a copy and have 1 or 2 town hall meeting with my citizens. If that opportunity is not given me, I wouldn't vote for the law. Okay. I can tell you that for sure, because that is what I've planned to do, and that's what I always do on major laws that affect or that have some public outcry that people don't understand. I sit with my people and they give the input about it. Okay. So that is my position about the law. But what I'm saying, I'm not the crafter of the law. I'm not the one, but I'm just telling you my personal experience as a county, what we've been going through. We want the local government act to work. That is why we have said to the people that 2026, we must have election. Let everybody, primary chief, commissioner, general town chief, not commissioner, but general town chiefs, and other people be elected. Because in fact, that is why we want to have this election, for the superintendent and the clan chiefs to not have, and the commissioner to not have all the power. But our citizens, it should come back, that it should have the power. So if you're telling me, say what society telling me they trust the superintendent more than the people that the people elected, it becomes confusing to me. But what we should do is sit down. What is the intent of the amendment? What is happening that you're not seeing? And we in civil society discuss it, and they also look at it and say, okay, this amendment shouldn't be done this way. At least let's do it this way, or let's call the meeting. Let's give the instruction that next time if they are doing appropriation, let everybody be in the know. That is is how good government go. But not because you just hear something, you start to threaten people, will go and will tell everybody our sanity, will tell American people to put ban on them, to do this one. It doesn't work like that. The people elected me, they know what I stand for. That is why I ran an independent candidate 2 times and I've been elected by my people.
Okay. Let's try to take some calls now, quickly. Bon County people, I'm sure you are listening. Kwatika is relaying 0778-460-793. That's the number to call. Again, 0778-460-793. Jassy, Mr. Cole, I'm trying to take calls now. You want to make a point quickly?
Oh, yes. I was just trying to also remind the citizen and the lawmaker that, even before a law is passed at the lower level, they got 21 days for public hearing and other things. So with the claims the lawmakers are making, they are genuine reason. They got a right to know if they want to know.
Thank you.
The space is there for them to do that. They can call, they can summon, they can put a writ of prohibition or anything that will come up out of those different councils when they are legitimate.
Okay. So let's try to take our calls quickly. Let's take the first call on the line. 0778-460-793. Good evening.
Good evening, Sabah.
Yes, sir.
Let me say good evening to Honorable Briggs in the studio and to all the guys that join you tonight on the show.
Okay.
My name is Prince Moba and I'm calling from home. I'm calling on the show as a journalist who report on the legislature. I'm also an employee of Prime FM. So I want to make an input on the show.
Yes, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, so the first thing I want to establish here, Sabah, is that I followed the introduction and the passage of the Local Government Act. And I know that there is no provision in the Local Government Act that gives the county council an exclusive right to appropriate or set a slim for county council settings without the involvement of the legislature. I said someone that put me wrong. Another thing I'm going to say is that the law, the bill that was introduced by the representative from Grand Judea, did not say that the legislature is taking any right from the county council when it comes to their function that are set out in the Local Government Act. What the law says clearly, as a legislative reporter who wrote a story, the law says that the legislature should provide an oversight in how funds are appropriated and budget are appropriated when it comes to county council setting and how the money are used. For example, I followed the issue in Bon County when there was a monitoring placed on the Bon County budget, county council budget, sometime when Bruce was chair of the caucus. When the past government term ended, there were allegations that money was used to buy vehicle for the superintendent in the tune of 15 million allegedly. The GSC, had an audit on that, and the PSC committee had a public hearing in the joint team of the legislature. I call it. The then chairman at the time, Mr. Moa Esme, clearly had a vehicle was budget. So if the constitution gives the legislature the right to provide oversight, even on the national budget, why then can they provide oversight on the county council setting?
Okay.
So we asking for
the last year as a close of why is the rationale behind civil society protesting against constitutional and legislative function of the legislature? It is the legislature that makes law, and the law provides that they have the right to amend laws when there are needs. So I support that bill because I read the communication that presented the bill, and I also have a copy of the draft bill in my possession.
Okay, many thanks. Many thanks. You made your point. So we'll let you get another call on the line. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
My name is Prince Sakpa, and I want to greet you on studio guest. In fact, as a matter of fact, you're both studio guests in studio there. The Honorable and Jesse, who comes from Bon County. So, hello.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. You are live.
Yeah. So, following the talk show. I think the two seated guests, I think they have a point. But I think the aspect of that the Honorable is pushing regarding they being in the know of it, I think that's the reason why we elected all lawmakers. And they have to definitely know exactly about what is happening. So what Honorable Mohamed Bruce Mensah has said regarding the chiefs and other people being elected, I think that would give another responsibility to them if they are elected and they are sitting in that position. I think they too will take responsibility instead of the lawmakers taking all the latches for the actions of the county council, because they are the ones elected and they are the ones taking responsibility. And one thing I like to say is these people, when we elect them, I think we need to respect them. The way the civil society guy is talking to the lawmaker, I think he's not showing her respect. He should respect her. And civil society, I don't think it's always a pressure group. They should be able to work amicably too with our lawmakers, work amicably with other people so that they can have peace reigning in our rural county. Their action too could pose a threat to how people look at the country. They have to manage the peace that our country needs.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Many thanks. Let me take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. Good evening.
Sabo, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Representative Briggs Mensah, and to all of the panelists. I'm Imon Rovio, and my name is Theophilus Tito Bedishakon. So, Representative Mensah, you know, the former U.S. President, Barack Obama, he said in one of his messages that development happens when the people are activated and involved, when the people let their members of Congress to know what it is that they want. And when the leaders of Congress listen to the people, he said, no one changed that. Development happens. Your argument makes sense. But you see, you are representing people. If it is the wish of the people against what you are pushing, I will only advise you to take the back seat, because that is what the people want. The people elected you to represent their interest. When you are coming up with a position on national issue and the people are against that position, the only safe thing for you to do as their leader is to take the back seat. You see, the former British Prime Minister, David Cameron, he resigned as Prime Minister because the people of England, of Great Britain, decided to leave from the European Union because it was the people's decision. What did he do as a leader? He resigned. He said, no, I will not be there. Since you people want to leave European Union, I will leave from there. You are serving the people. You are not serving yourself. But for me, the argument you're making, I see sense. But if there is a wish of the people that, look, you should not have the authority, or you should not play the oversight role that you are requesting for, just leave it. Is that something to bother yourself about? Because it is the people who elected you. And that's my advice.
Okay. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is D. Murphy Anderson.
Okay.
Chief of Staff of Honorable Mohamed Briggs Mensah.
Okay.
I'd just like to make a contribution. There are just 2 points that I'd like to crack when I heard Jesse Cole making reference. He spoke about the caucus or the legislature making a budget, and then after passing a budget, national budget, wants to come back to the rural counties again to divide that particular budget, if that's exactly what he said. So my point is, the county resources, it is not only from the national budget. There are 2 different funding that comes to the county. Apart from the national budget, that sometimes is 100,000 or 200,000 that comes from the national budget. There is concession. There are concession companies from the rural counties. The Accelerator Meter, Channel Union. This money comes in lump sum. They come in full. And when it comes, let's say for instance, 500,000 comes to the county, it comes at 500,000 directly to the county. There is no means of how these money are divided in our country. So are you saying that a lawmaker who's elected should not be a part of how that money is being distributed? I don't understand that. And that's what the Honorable keeps talking about. We understand how people feel frustrated about things going on. But I think people have to be very much understanding as to why the lawmakers are actually pushing this. And if you hear the Honorable speaking and other lawmakers who I think I've heard, it is not actually about them just wanting to be a part. Because these were similar lawmakers who voted for the law in 2018. But when you make the law and you notice that there are errors that people are going, or people are actually doing things wrong with, and you know that it affects you as a lawmaker because these things are going wrong, you want to try as much as to correct it. Lawmakers are taking the blame in every constituent. My brother, you have 14 administrative districts in the Republic in Bond County. Recently, when the money was distributed, the money only went to the 7 counties in Bond County, the 7 electoral districts. There are districts that are very big. District 1 has 4 different administrative districts. If you give District 1 40,000 to distribute, and you give a District 5 that is just a single district, another 40,000 to distribute, how is that money equally distributed? At first, money was being distributed by administrative district. Now it's not distributed. So imagine the immense pressure that comes from that.
Okay, so you made your point. Let's take another call on the line. Let's get another call on the line. You made your point already. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you quickly.
Good evening. This is Rahai Lasco Pusa, and I call you from Claratown.
Let's hear from you.
Good evening to the representative studio.
Good evening.
And thank you for flagging all what you have said in studio. You know, this is not just unique to Bond County. It's a nationwide issue. And I'm speaking from the standpoint of Cape Mount. Cape Mount, the county council and that of the local authority, on what Representative Mohamed Bishmensa outline is what going on. So I'm kind of concerned about if there is just any limitation when it comes to the oversight, representation, or responsibility of the lawmaker from the county. Let's agree that the lawmaker will not sit in your council meeting. But if you come up with a resolution, the lawmaker being the direct representative of the people, I think they should be informed what you are coming up with. They should be concerned, they should be in the know of whatsoever development initiative that is being carried in their district and that of the county. And I believe that the internal affairs for the executive branch, they have the appropriation in the various budget. But you cannot come, the project that should also be sponsored by maybe Ministry of State or that of the executive branch, then you go to the local budget that is appropriated directly for county initiative, and you go there, you start taking money from there and directing it in where money are already been directed in the national budget for say direction. So I believe that the lawmaker need to put their feet down and apply their oversight responsibility. Otherwise, most of them will be cried tomorrow. Because people will say, yeah, the county council was here or the local authority across the country, they were doing their own thing. And the oversight responsibility will never fairly.
Okay.
So they will take the responsibility tomorrow.
Okay, let's take another corner of the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Sabo.
Let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So there's something I wanted to clear on. And the colleague the guy who just left the line made it clear. This is Prince. So the thing is, what the public needs to know is that the national budget that comes, I'm speaking this way because I have followed the issue of the county council or the social development fund that comes from that goes to Bond County.
Yeah, you have to do it quickly now.
The national budget that is passed, there is an allotment there for the called leaders, the superintendent and whosoever in the rural county, even the council. Now, if money comes from the concession companies that have social development contract to the rural counties, that money is not meant to be appropriated or to be paid to any county council member. There were the argument is coming from there people getting it wrong. You get me? And today, because there was a monetary place on the Bond County account when Honorable Bruce was chairman, that money that was there is what the county is benefiting from today. That's what projects I want to go.
Okay, you made a point. Let's take another call on the line quickly. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, my name is Victor Barlow, Executive Director for Citizens United to Promote Development and Accountability. a member of a coalition of civil society organizations for transparency and accountability. And I call you from Claratown.
Okay.
Yeah, quickly, the issue is that what Madam Moima Briggs Mensa is discussing over there, that's exactly the same thing Cape Mount as a county is experiencing. Grand Cape Mount County, since they come into being of this particular county council establishment making up of 9 persons, only those 9 persons have been taking decisions on behalf of the entire county, when in fact there are provisions within the local government act that talk about popular citizen participation. But it was interesting to know that only 9 persons taking decision on behalf of the county, the whole county, Grand Cape Mount County, without even consultations with our lawmakers. All right, so as a result of that, as an institution, we have been able to file an official complaint with the LHC and that of the Ombudsman, because there are even people serving in dual capacities. For example, you have a lady called Janet Kemokai who presides over the county radio station and at the same time serving as co-chairperson, approving money to her radio station as one of the beneficiaries. So this particular law is actually, I mean, it was actually intended to do the right thing, but people are making use of the ignorance of our citizens to undermine the law. Because even if you look at section 2.9 of the Local Government Act, it talks about setting up what we call an honorarium for county council members, and that's supposed to exclusively be decided by the lawmakers. But our county council members are allotting money to themselves without the consultation of the citizens, I mean of the lawmakers, which make it very, very bad for our people. So I think there's a need that the lawmakers go back over that particular law to see how best they can be able to amend certain portion of it that will make those those that will be on the council to be kind of like a threat in order to make them to do the right thing.
Okay.
Other than that, the counties across the country, because what is happening in Bon, like I said, is the same thing that is happening in Cape Mount. The guys don't consult anybody when they're ready. Whenever they need money, they just go and pass resolution without the lawmakers' consultation. You see, this is very bad for us.
Okay.
Like, for example, you have one of the other guys, he's the Manual Rural Union.
Okay, so let's take 3 more calls and we'll wrap it up quickly. We'll go back to our guests to respond, and then we wrap it up. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. I will have to still connect with Mr. Kanu Bala, because we had this brief interview to conduct with him. We'll have to do that before the end of the show. 3 more calls quickly. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, so what we're saying is that we have the Manual Rural Union Youth Parliament Speaker of the Republic of Liberia, Daniel News, serving on the council as chairperson, at the same time in the office of the president as one of the youth advisors. That is a complete conflict of interest. There are several of them on Grand Cape Mount County Council leadership that occupy governmental position, which I think is very bad.
Okay.
All right, so there is a need that particular law be somehow amended by the lawmakers. As civil society organization, we back that, and that's the reason why we are currently with the LACC and that of the Ombudsman to see how the best thing is done in the interest of our people.
Okay, we'll take 2 more calls and we'll wrap it up. 0778-460-793. Dave, you want to call? Just call this number I'm announcing. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. That's the number to call, and you're alive. Let's take this caller. We'll take 2 more calls. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you. So my name is Gabriel Today, and I join you from Gardnersville.
Okay.
I say thank you for the show, and I've listened to the representative and her points regarding the Local Governance Act. The last time I listened to her on OKFM. And there will be issues with law, right? But then if you tend to listen keenly to her argument, the reason for which they are requesting amendment, I think that responsibility and the authority they have right now, the local government is directly under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So if Madam Representative believes or sees that there have been some operations of the local government, void of the legislative oversight, for which is a big argument about this whole amendment, the Ministry of Internal Affairs can be cited and they can provide details on this. Now, I like the way she put it that they are the representative of the people. Who told you that if you are a representative of the people, the authority they give you, you can make absolute decision? A proper representation should start from within the constituent. So if this amendment is something that is being argued that is in the interest of the people, there should have been a stakeholder engagement with the very same people before reaching the national legislature. So
Okay, you made a point. Let's take the last caller quickly. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening to you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Mohammed Mkanenchion. Let me say good evening to Bolod Mema Brief Mensa from Jason Moses in Bon County. I follow your show every evening. Let me appreciate you. But, you know, I am a visually impaired person speaking on the platform. Now, the country sitting council that Lalo Akime have been sluggish or have been pushing on Lalo's platform, our lawmaker coming in with different view of argument. Now, and people are talking about war building in the councils, all kinds of things. Even because most of the council leadership, if you look at it, or are not even seeing any leadership on the council sitting, person representing the disabled or visually impaired person within the inclusion of the country's council. So my understanding here is, including my mother in the studio or on the platform on the brief mesa. I want to know from what it is indeed important for a disabled person to be included on the council or within the country council leadership. That's my question. I want to know from a starting point. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's take the last one quickly. Let's take the last caller. Then we have to go. Yes, good evening. Okay, the caller is not there. Let's go back to our studio guest quickly. Madam, let's take this call quickly. And then we'll go back to our guests. Good evening. Okay. Yes, Madam Rep, let's try to hear from you.
So we listen to all of the callers. I would say thank you for even listening to the show and trying to take part and give your little input. The last caller, not the last caller, there one other caller talk that if we want to do something, the citizen or the people talking, we should leave it. So I think if he was following the show, he heard me saying I will go back to my district and I will get to the people and I will let them know. So it's not the citizen talking, we should leave it. It's a civil society. They also represent their own interests. The civil society sitting on this council, there are 2 members there. Even our citizens are not in that number like that. So the civil society, some of them are talking, say, oh no, it should remain as it is. And I'm not the crafter of this law. I'm just saying that if I have my own will, I will support it, but I will take it out to my people. And the next thing is, the last person that asked the question, we have the disabled being represented. And this is what we're saying. The council don't need to approve the same day. So you have the right to say, I'm going back. Some of this money have been allocated to them. That should be, if they were talking to us, you can appropriate money for them to go by and have few meetings. So the disabled representation can say, I'm going back. I need to have a meeting with the disabled to see what is covered for them. The same thing, the women representation, the youth representation, the same thing with the chiefs and other people. So it's not about us alone, or it's not about me saying it must be done. Like Saturday, I told you, I will still need to go back to my people. If they say, yes, stay away, don't have no idea. They shouldn't even bring the paper to you to say, oh, this is what we have done, and this is what we're going to give to the council to appropriate us. So, come back and say, oh, look at them. Or anything happen, you're not going to hold me responsible to say, you are our lawmaker. What happened with our money? And you can let this thing be clear, like they said. It's not government money. It's money raised because we are blessed to have resources in our county. So it's for the people. It's for affected community. It's for the citizen. It's not for the county administration to tell me that I need 120,000 to complete the way I'm doing to the county administration. Some of these things should be proposed to the president also. In fact, what we're talking here, the internal affairs, they don't have any input in this whole thing. They don't even know about it too. So when some people say, oh, go call the internal affairs and do this, no. What we want to do is decentralizing everything, raising your own money. So if we have council today that they're not accountable to the people, if the council was going to be sitting with my district and say, okay, before we do appropriation, we have projection before us that the county authority has given us. We're taking it to Salala today. We're taking it to District 2 today. We're taking it to District 1 today. We need this funding to be approved for us to do it. I will be happy. So when they sit there, my citizens have an idea, then they will hear something on the radio. Probably the last time I was on the radio in Banga, the journalist asked me and said, oh, is it true that the reconciliation committee is requesting 200,000? I said, no, I don't know. I have to call the caucus chair to ask and call the superintendent. Oh, there's a discussion but I have not been approved. Why should it be that way? I should know about it. That if the journalist asks me, I should be able to give an answer to it. So what we see here is, and what I'm saying, I say is law and gospel. And if people are doing amendment, they don't necessarily need to have with public hearing, but when it goes to the committee can request for public hearing, and that is why we're waiting and listening to see. But I can tell you, if you find out from, take your microphone to all of the county, you will see even they're not talking in civil society. They have problem with their colleagues and with the members. How can you have an emergency sitting with anybody in the citizen approving of it or knowing about it? So we just want more accountability. I don't want to be part of sharing all your money. I don't want my hand to be inside. I want to be notified on what is being appropriated and what is being done. This bill is not, the amendment is not my amendment. It came on the floor and I'm just giving my input in it and being realistic. I think the meeting when I talk to the ID card issue and everything, you know, the whole county council.
Let me hear from Mr. Cole quickly. We'll talk about the ID card issue. They already put hold to it.
And
Mr. Cole, let's hear from you, man.
Low, very low.
Please increase the.
Hello, you get me?
Yes, okay, yes, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, I'm saying thank you for the opportunity. I want to say thank you also to the lawmaker for what he just said. But I also want to remind you, because you know, on this kind of show is also about education. I want to come back to the chief of staff of her office talking about the money that is not, you know, is the money directed from the companies and to the county. That's not true. The money leads from the company to the Ministry of Planning, and then before it is appropriated to the national budget before it comes to the county. Let that education be made clear. Then another thing I want to come back to, if the intent of the repeal of this law is all about oversight, the question is, have there been anything that has stopped the lawmakers or the caucus of all the counties from having oversight? Don't the caucus have the power to put a rate of prohibition on any account of the county council? A result? Look, I was saying to you, someone that the county council have 21 days. And in that 21 days, they have the right under the local government law to have public hearings.
Thank you. To
go to the different districts like the honorable representative is asking. So in those different processes, if there are things that they have issue with, I think they need to, if the county council don't follow those particular procedure in the local governance law, they have right to go to the court. While we have the three branches of government, we don't always sometimes want to use the third branch of government. If the county council make mistake and not follow the law, we go to the third branch of government and make sure that they implement the law as it is inscribed in the local government Act of 2018. But I think the argument that there are issues, I have not denied that there are no issues. No, this law is a new law. So we need to use the law to make sure people who are serving those council to do the right thing. Why is it that the national legislature have not even provided the remuneration for the council members? So you created room for them to start taking allotting $10,000 at the county council for themselves, because you're not doing your work as a lawmaker. So we are saying that they should do their work, and let's see what the local government will now work. So repeal now is too soon, and they're not doing much. That's what we say.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Cole. We really appreciate your time coming on this program tonight. Madam Rep, your parting comment?
So again, let me tell my brother Cole, if you say, why is it that they have not done the appropriation or the ceiling for the council? So if in council, how will do it? It come back to you. Have they come to us and say, this is in the law. You need to do this for us. If we don't even know about sitting, if we are not being told about sitting, to know it, to say, okay, this is the ceiling you're going to work in. How you think we're going to know to do the appropriation? You can't just do the appropriation until you know, and you see you talking again. You brought your law. So listen now. Yeah. So the first thing is, the law says this, but the only time we can do it, instead we just sit down and say we come out money and say pay them we every time. We must do it every sitting based on the amount they are sitting on. That's what should be done. So we can just sit down and do it if we are not notified how they're sitting and how much is sitting on. So this is what we're requesting for. And my point here is, if you were going to sit with us and then we discuss this thing, this is the law that have come. I know you are not the one saying it. I know Bon County was the first that started this thing. This is why your colleagues are proposing. What next do we need to do? What you think? We're going to get all these things and for you to take the placard and start running. I know some of you have problem with it. Legislators, you believe that you're not supposed to respect us, but respect must be given to us because my people trust me. They elected me. So it's not about civil society to just come on radio and criticize me when even they themselves, some of the things they're supposed to be doing, they are not doing it. So it's about us sitting on the dialogue table. Today you should be telling someone, George and the team to say, I've tried this mechanism. We are sat with them and these are the proposals we gave them. They be adamant. Then for you to say they're doing party adamant. Unity Party, CDC, the rest of the people we have the problem is not bigger than Bon County. What I'm interested in, I'm an independent candidate. What I care about is the people of Bon County, is the people of Liberia. So I think there were several mistakes on your part. You can still go back, we can still correct it, and we all can sit together and discuss it and see what we can come up with. What I care about is, I stay telling you this, if tomorrow this law come on the floor and my colleagues want to vote about it, is that right? I'm not going to take part because I still believe I need to take it to my people. They need to have the input. There's need to be public hearing. But when you're doing amendment, and a lawmaker can wake up and do amendment. So if you're telling me to go take my people development and carry it to court, but then you also in knowing the calendar responsibility and right I have is to amend any law, to repeal any law. That's my right. And in fact, you question me for it, then you want me to take my citizen to court to tell them, don't do the project, don't do this. So bring the projection to us. Let's look at it. Afterwards, when you finish approving what you want to approve, bring it to us again. Let's see it and know what you approve. Not to get 1 or 10 youth organization money and leave our citizens and they can benefit from their money. That's what I'm concerned.
I think those are all genuine points. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, quickly. We have to go.
Yeah, those are all genuine points that you are speaking about. And I think the right way to do it is also to make sure that I still come back to you as
that's what we want to do now.
Okay.
I didn't walk in last month, but I think I will tell someone thank you for bringing us on because we're getting somewhere gradually.
Someone can you just give me chance and just say this in a
You think the people show that your show, you can have their own show.
The lawmaker just said to us that we need to be going to that, and it's true. But
No, you can call me or don't come to me. You even call me, I will come to you. Are you right? I will come.
Although if you give me a chance, I would say I give you a chance to speak. Right?
Yes,
so
quickly.
Feelings are not fine. Feelings are
seconds.
not fine.
Mr.
Feelings
Cole.
are not fine. Hello?
Mr. Cole, few seconds, please.
Yeah.
Few seconds, we have to go.
I know, but I'm being interrupted as you are being
okay, go ahead quickly.
No,
yeah, so you just said that we're wrong into the mistake. I'm not talking about saying that everything I was saying is 100%. You're very fair have been wrong for not calling a constituent meeting, for not making us to be informed. You want to do what introduced on the floor.
So you're not in my constituent, so you wouldn't say I have not called a constituent meeting yet.
I agree. Hello, I'm coming now. I agree to the aspect where you talk about dialogue. There is no way forward when there is no conflict. There's nothing wrong with confusion. That's what we implore you for. So we are happy.
You and Elijah, we are things one thing that you can run anybody off.
Oh yeah, we implore you. We are bosses, you know.
Okay, so we have to end the show.
So,
Mr. Cole, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, somebody. Thank you to our Earl.
All right, Cole. Thank you so much, and it was a nice time with you.
Okay, but your partner coming quickly.
So thank you again. I say I work for the people. I have a listening ears for everybody. The civil society as they are as a watchdog. It doesn't mean that we should be personal in the things we do. We should always leave room for questions, and we should always leave room to listen to the answers. So I say again, the law, I believe lawmakers feel that they're not exercising their rights, they're not exercising the oversight responsibility they have as the people deputies. But we can still sit and discuss the issues. We don't work for ourselves, and we will always be here and looking forward to see what we can do together. And let me say again, the ID card issues, I still stand on it. I believe it should be free when it come back to our citizens. If we can make voter registration card free for people, those centers that we have voter registration cards, registration, they should come with a projection to the house to see how we can make it free for our citizens, because other countries have the same thing going. If you check in the region, Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Nigeria, everybody have it free, and then later on it's being paid for. So I hope this stop. It has stopped. The management is looking at it to come up with ideas that they can bring forth to the legislators, and also bring it forth and solicit the power they have to look for funding that we all can make it better for our people. It's a great show. I look forward to coming anytime. It's wonderful, my brother in the States. Thank you, but we still have a part to play in that money. It's not only for the superintendent to make decisions.
Okay, let me reference some of my viewers tonight quickly. Ophelia S. George says she's watching from home. Siliki Traore watching from he didn't say. Shadrach Gwemi from Yekepa, Nimakani. J. Silly Dosh, they didn't say where he's watching from. Zwana Kamant, they didn't say where he's watching from. Henry Tito Junior from Caldwell, he watched from Caldwell. Amos G. Khaled, they didn't say from where. Amos Y, they didn't say from where. Emmett Hammond from Cox City. Gatti Toure, they didn't say from where. City Geeks, they didn't say from where. Kazi W. Kapie, they didn't say from where. Victor Bolu, they didn't say from where. And many more. Well, that's the program. The nighttime heat is often said. If you can stand the heat, don't come in the kitchen. So we have to go tonight. Thanks to all of our viewers, our listeners. Thanks to my producers as well, my two panelists. Josh, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you so much.
And Moses was here earlier. You have to go for some engagement. Thank you, Moses, also for coming. On behalf of the entire team, Sabo George is my name. Join us on Wednesday for another stormy edition of the Nighttime Heat. Have a pleasant night.